and that's what you get inside it. I'll just show you a little round of what you get. That's pretty good. So I can't wait to get on out there and enjoy that food when I'm camping. The reason I haven't been camping for a bit, thought I'd just have a little talk about this. And so, the reason why I'm in the bathroom is one thing. The reason why I'm in the bathroom is because my house is absolutely a tip at the moment. I've got that much gear, it's all over the place, and I'm trying to sort of organise stuff. I've got a spare bedroom, and I need to try and organise that, and want to put all my gear in there and have it all tidy because I'm sick of it being everywhere. And I've got rucksacks and bags and camping gear all over the place, as well as other stuff. All my tools and stuff like that, what I used to have when I was a joiner. The reason why I haven't been out camping much, I don't really like talking about it, but some people like to know what's going on with you and everything. Well, I've got a few ailments. I've got type 1 diabetes, which I never had from being born, but I'm a type 1 diabetic. It's caused by an autoimmune disease which I've got called SPS, which is called stiff person syndrome. Now, it's a neurological condition. The syndrome just means that it's a multiple of things what happen to you. But the stiff person, what it is that there's a chemical in my brain which is actually sending signals to my muscles to react, and they keep twitching and they're constantly moving, even though I don't know they're moving. They're still moving all the time. So I look like, sometimes I look like I've been bodybuilding when I haven't been bodybuilding. I haven't done bodybuilding since I was a little kid, since I was about probably 20, you know what I mean? And 18, well, I started when I was about 12 doing bodybuilding and that, and you know, going weight training anyway. But the muscles just get stiffer and stiffer and look bigger and bigger and musclier. Even though I don't do no, I can be sat and my muscles can just start swelling like you would if you was training. Your muscles swell up, and then they make you look bigger for a bit, and then obviously a couple of days later they shrink down, and then you look not as like you used to. And that's why you have to keep going training, to keep pumping them up and getting them bigger and keep that blood in there and that. But with my condition, what I've got, it's a rare condition. They say that it's 1 in a million people get it. So unfortunately, I'm 1 in a million who's got it. At the moment, I've got it under control. Before, I was I had a lot of falls. My muscles kept locking up. Without even knowing, I could just be walking from my kitchen to my front room, and my full legs and muscles would just lock up. Like if you had cramp when you played football or whatever, and you get cramp. Well, imagine that cramp, but the full of your body, or half your body, or a certain part of your body just cramping up, and it can last sometimes it can last 10 minutes, sometimes it can last 20 minutes, sometimes it can only last 2 minutes. It all depends on how my body's reacting. But I'm on tablets now for it, so it does help quite a lot. I'm on some other type of high dose tablets which are muscle relaxants as well. They help. I did used to smoke cannabis. I don't really talk about this, but it did help me, and I didn't understand why it helped me. Obviously, I used to be able to work and smoke cannabis and be alright, and then I always used to feel like when I stopped smoking, I started feeling not very well all the time. I ended up being off work all the time because I kept getting ill, and I didn't know why I was getting ill, and I kept going backwards and forwards to doctors, and in the end they sort of couldn't understand the reason why I got like I did. And I ended up myself researching and finding out I thought, I wonder if I'm diabetic, I wonder if I've got this actual condition. They did a special test on me because they didn't think I was diabetic at all, because I was skinny, and they didn't think, they said, oh, well, you can't be type 1 diabetic because usually it's from birth. You're not big enough to look like you're a type 2 diabetic. So they did the special test. It's called the anti-GAD antibody test. The population's not supposed to have hardly any. If you're a type 1 diabetic, sometimes you can have between 50 to 100 of these antibodies in your body. Man come back the first time 212, then they didn't believe me still, my doctor, so they did another test, the specialist did another test, and it come back 214. I was still smoking cannabis at that time, and it was keeping it under there, even though I was still having some of the stiffness and the actual, where I was just locking up and falling over, and a few other things like the anxiety, what it gives you. It gives you severe anxiety, and so I was suffering with that quite a lot. But watching these videos of other people, especially like A's, Outdoors, I watched Funky Prepper, I watched quite a few of the other prepping videos and stuff like that. I used to like prepping, I do like that, and I like the camping side, and I like, you know, the bushcrafting side and stuff like that. I like all that type of stuff. It's nice. It's a nice thing, a nice community to sort of be with, because some of my mates are not into all that, listening to getting pissed and doing whatever they want to do, you know what I mean? And some people are into bikes, some people are into cars. I've got quite a lot of friends who are all, you know, they're all into all sorts of things. Not a lot of them are into camping or doing stuff like that, which is a sad thing for me, because I ain't got many people who I know who are in that sort of situation, which, you know, that's why I've been trying to reach out to a few people who will sort of live in my area, or around near Yorkshire at least anyway, where I can sort of get to talk to them, even if it's just on Instagram or Facebook, you know what I mean, or YouTube. Just you know, because that's my interest, I love it, you know what I mean, I love camping, I love all that stuff, I love titanium gear, I love doing reviews on my titanium gear and that. I used to love fishing. I used to be a professional fisherman at one point. I had to stop that because I fell in the water, because I had a fit, and I fell in and nearly drowned. So that was the reason why I ended up stopping fishing, because I was going not very well at the time then, and then I realised what was wrong with me. I also got ulcerative colitis, which is another bad condition which a lot of people don't realise, because when you look at somebody, they just think you're a normal person. But I was bleeding out my back passage for maybe 6 or 7 months at a time, and I've had to be on course of steroids and stuff like that. Well, luckily with me, it didn't affect me, the steroids didn't affect me as bad as like somebody like who's got Crohn's disease, like I'm just trying to think now, the magician bloke who, Dynamo, he's you know, he's got Crohn's disease, which is a similar thing to ulcerative colitis, but it's the all of the intestines is with Crohn's disease. Mine, luckily, is only the lower part of my bowels, which get ulcers and stuff like that. But at the moment, I've been in remission for a couple of years now. Well, not a couple of years, about a year and a bit. I've been in remission only because I took a high dose of cannabis, because I'd seen that on the internet. There was people who took really high doses of cannabis, CBD and THC, and it sort of really it cured them. But they couldn't say that, because I know there was a woman who actually said she cured herself of Crohn's disease, and she ended up getting put in prison, which I think is absolutely sick. Because, you know, I mean, if it works, it works, you know what I mean? And it's worked for me, and I'm living proof that it's worked for me up to now. I know I did have to have the steroids as well, but I really did take an high dose of thing, and I actually thought I was dying at the time when I took it, because it really did really did affect me for about 6 hours when I took it, because it was such an high dose. But there's not many people who's died from smoking cannabis or even taking cannabis, and that's the fact. It's a proven fact that nobody, has ever died from actually taking cannabis. There's probably what they said, there was one report of someone all the time that they died of taking cannabis. But for me, I had to do it because I couldn't cope any longer. I was losing too much weight. I was constantly bleeding. I was going anemic, and I really needed to get myself sorted out. And the doctors couldn't do nothing about it. The only thing they could give me was steroids and go in hospital, and I just didn't want to be there. And I thought, I've got to do something about it, so I did it. And it worked. And at the moment, luckily, touch wood. Yeah, a bit of wood here. Touch wood. I've been okay for a year and a bit. And that means I can start doing a bit more stuff without worrying about going to the toilet constantly all the time and not being able to go out the house and feeling depressed about it, and obviously the stigma of having to go to the toilet every flipping 5 minutes, you know what I mean? It was, apart from having that and being diabetic, I have asthma. I've had that since I was a kid, but I still think that, I keep telling the doctors, I still think that was all to do with me being diabetic in some sort of way, shape or form, because I only seem to have asthma attacks when my sugar levels are high and not when they're low or anything like that. I don't really get an asthma attack like that, and I've noticed every time I've had an asthma attack, I test myself for my sugar levels, and every time I've done that, it's been really high or pretty high. So, and I've got this machine here, what I have, which I don't know, people might have seen it when I've been doing other videos, and they probably thought, what the hell is that on his arm? But this is actually a sensor, what senses my blood, and I have a scanner, or I can use my mobile phone. I've got my scanner on me, it's downstairs, but I scan it and it tells me how high my blood is and whether I need to put insulin in or not. So for people who have got things like this, problems like this, and I know they still want to do stuff in their life, just like me. I want to do things. I don't want to just sit there and just say that's the end of my life. Anyway, I've stopped smoking cannabis now. I've tried. I did keep doing it for quite a long time, but I've realised I've stopped it because I ended up getting actual tablets from the doctor, which are a synthetic version of THC, but they work like CBD. And since I've had them, I'm being able to I don't have to have them every day. I can take them when I start to feel like I'm having an attack, or if I need to get some extra sleep, because a lot of the time I suffer with not being able to sleep at all. That's another thing, side effect of it, is my brain won't shut off. So these help shut it off, if you know what I mean. I take a couple of tablets, I'll be able to have a sleep, and that's a good thing. Anyway, my dogs are kicking off now because that I'm in here. I'm going to have to go and see them, make sure they're alright. But I just thought I'd tell you that. I don't know if you like it or you're interested in all that type of stuff. But hopefully I'll get better and better, and I don't want to be ill. I want to be better. I want to be like I used to be years ago, where I could go mountains and go mountain climbing, go rock climbing, and do all the things what I used to love doing. Like 25, 30 years ago, going to Scafell Pike and with my mate and that, and spending a week there and going up all the mountains and just enjoying myself and that. But that's when I first sort of realised there was something wrong with me there as well, because I couldn't do the things what I used to be able to do when I just didn't know what was going on with me. And that's really the start of everything, really, of me having things wrong with me, which is an hard thing to get over when you think that you're healthy, and then all of a sudden you find out you're a type 1 diabetic. You're going to have to, for the rest of your life, inject yourself with insulin, and then find that another thing, find like you're bleeding and you feel like you're dying, and then you're not dying really, you just, it's just part of the condition and that. it's just an hard thing to go through. So I thought I just wanted to just I know I've just gone over it again, but I thought I'd just I'll probably do a little bit of editing to this and maybe change it a little bit, or maybe not even put it up on the internet. I don't know, you know what I mean? Because some people don't want to hear all that stuff, you know what I mean? But some people who follow me want to know a bit about me, you know what I mean? And what's going on and why I'm like I am, and why I'm a ninja. I'm a ninja, mate, because I used to be, when I was first started years and years ago when I was a little kid, I started doing karate, and I went on a little ninja course when I was a little kid, about 13, 14, and ever since then I got a little ninja medal to say that I'd achieved the course and that. And then from then on I've always loved ninja stuff, and I've always trained martial arts anyway. I did karate, become black belt in karate, a junior black belt. Then I went and did jiu-jitsu, and I then become a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I do train in the style of Taijutsu. I do a lot of Taijutsu training for myself, or I used to. I don't as much now, obviously, because I've been not very well, but I am going to try and get back into doing that, and maybe do a few videos of some of the stuff I've learned and some of the stuff I haven't learned and things like that. Hopefully it'll be some good videos of me doing, you know, certain things and certain moves and stuff like that. But apart from that, I think that's going to be the end of the video, and hopefully you'll enjoy my videos in the future as I get better at them, because I am honestly I'm only starting out, trying my hardest to try and get somewhere, because obviously I have plenty of time on my hands when I'm at home. I don't have much to do, and I just want to do videos and let people see, you know, some of the stuff what I've got, and don't let them make the mistakes I did, where I buy loads of crap and never use it, or buy loads of crap and use it and it buggers up on you. I want you people to enjoy themselves, go out there, have a good time, use the stuff, and you know, enjoy themselves out there in the open. That's why, I mean, I know I do book a couple of people on Instagram and Facebook quite a lot. I hope it doesn't affect you or anything in any way. I mean, I'm only, you know, I'm just reaching out to you a little bit, you know what I mean, because I've got, you know, like I say, I ain't got that many friends who like all that type of stuff, if you know what I mean. So I'm hoping that, you know, I get to meet extra friends, you know, I'm all around this area where I can go out. To be honest, I can't really go out by myself a lot of the time. I can, but I get so worried, and with my anxiety, I get so worried that I might have end up having a fit, or you know, something happening in that respect. Because it did happen to me a long time ago when I was in my 20s. I was 20. I think it was about 28. And I went camping in not Brandon Dales, what am I about? I used to go to Brandon Dales a lot with my mates and that, have a good laugh in there. But this was Dalby Forest I went, and I was going for a week, and I took my large rucksack, my proper British Army 125 litre rucksack, and I had it filled, ready for a full week's camping in the woods. I was going from Dalby Forest, and I was going to walk all the way through Dalby Forest and end up in Scarborough. I was going to end up, and then get a train or a bus home, whatever it was at the time. I ended up going there, no problem. Got there, got all my camping stuff set up, got my tarp set up, and them days they want all this super lightweight camping gear. It was all proper, it was ex-army gear, or army gear what I've had myself, my own army gear, you know what I mean. I used that, and I ended up in the middle of the night, about 3 o'clock in the morning, just couldn't stop throwing up for some reason. I didn't know why. My muscles was all locking up on me, my stomach was locking up on me. It felt like I'd been done about 5,000 sit-ups. It was unbelievable. I couldn't cope. Luckily, I had a mobile phone and I got a signal, emergency signal, luckily, because of the 999. So I rang them up and they did come out. And luckily, I had a survival kit and I used my emergency whistle at the time so they could locate me. I did give them a grid reference, a rough grid reference of where I was, but they did find me in the end anyway. There was a armed police officer, 6 foot odd armed police officer, and an ambulance man come and wonder what the hell I was doing in the woods with all my gear, like, you know what I mean. Said, oh yeah, are you in the army? I said, no, not at the moment, you know what I mean. I was just coming out to just get myself out and about again, you know what I mean. And anyway, I asked the, because I was constantly puking at the time, and every 5 seconds I kept feeling sick again, and then I was just retching, and I had nought in my stomach. Nought else could come out. I was just constantly retching, and it was just tearing my stomach to shreds. So I asked the police officer if he'd be able to take my rucksack, pick my rucksack up. He couldn't even lift it up. And this is a 6 foot odd police officer. Obviously, I mean, I know he had a MP5, like, you know what I mean, around him, so, but I'm sure he should have been able to wrap that around his back and carry it, because I carried it no problem. Anyway, I ended up having to pick it up myself and carry it to the ambulance, even though I was throwing up and retching all the time, and I carried it all the way to the ambulance. And then right from being in the ambulance to getting to wherever they took me to, which I can't remember now, it was a small little doctor's place where, like, a little small surgery. Took me there, and then the doctor couldn't understand what had happened. He said, I wonder if you've tore your muscles in your stomach. So he gave me an injection, a numbing agent, similar to anaesthetic, but in the muscles in my stomach to relax my muscles, which then did stop me being sick, but I still had the stiff of the muscles, so I ended up having to go home anyway. And that was the end of me going out and enjoying myself, which I used to do quite a lot. And I ended up stopping, not doing anything like that. Just kept buying a bit of camping gear now and again, and thinking, yeah, I'll get back out there and do it. And like I say, I have gone out and done a few little one-nighters, but I haven't really gone out and done like I used to like doing a week, you know what I mean? I used to stay out for a full week and then build a full shelter and an hut and everything, and I've never done that. Well, I haven't done that now for a long time, and I miss it, you know what I mean? It's and that's why I look at the videos of other people like A's and like I say, other people out there, like especially Funky Prepper. I mean, he's a funny lad, but he's an ex-military like I was, you know what I mean? So it makes a difference, you know what I mean, when you see someone like that. I mean, he's funny as hell, and I wish I could go with him and do some things with him, you know what I mean? But he's too far away. He's busy anyway working, you know. And I know, like, A's the same. I bug him sometimes because you know, he's close to me area, you know what I mean? But I like the guy. I think he's a decent guy. You know what I mean? I can see that, you know, he's a genuine guy. He's just trying to do his, but like I say, he's got his own business. He's busy as well as doing the YouTubing and that, and so he can't always speak to people like me or other people who he talks to. And me, I ain't bothered. I can be up at 5 o'clock in the morning and talk to somebody. I ain't bothered. You know what I mean? But maybe if I had 20,000 subscribers, I might be struggling. And he's got 30. He's only just gone up to 30, which I like to see that it's growing on him all the time. And you know, people like his videos, and I love his videos. I think they're ace. I think he does a great job. I mean, he's good at, you know, the way he does the thing is, as well as just camping out, you know what I mean? But I'm surprised that he's paid £1,000 though for a tent, because I would never spend £1,000 on a tent. I mean, my caravan only cost me 500 quid, and I mean, I'd rather have a caravan than sitting in a tent. I know, yeah, I know he does a lot. He's out all the time and that, like I said, probably every weekend or whatever, and he needs a good tent, but £1,000, phew. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather just pay a 200 quid, and then if it lasted me a year, get another one 200 quid tent. I mean, I've got an Alp kit, Odus 2, and it's banging. And then the good thing about that is you can have the inner tent inside it, but you can also have it without the inner tent, and so that's another good thing, like, you know what I mean. So I'm hoping that this video enlightens you a little bit about me.